Hey guys, it's Weirdtuber Journalism here. And before I start the video, I just want to say, if you're having a bad week, day, or even been through a rough ordeal, or currently going through a rough time, I just want you to know, it's gonna be okay, because life is like a river. Sometimes it's rough and harsh, and even unbearable. And sometimes that river has a waterfall. Now picture yourself falling gently, feeling loved, and knowing that, for whatever reason, all of this is over now. Guess what? You have finally arrived at the bottom of the river, into a small pond where all types of life thrive and flourish. Now you realize that this pond of beauty was only possible due to your transformation of purity. When you fell into that pond, you realized all life and innocence returned. All of this was possible because of your temporary pain. Now you realize all of this was dependent on you. Proceeding to the top 10! Top 10 things I do when I'm bored. I hope you enjoy the episode. Number 10, rubbing my puppy's stomach. Rubbing my puppy's stomach. So yeah, I'm a huge dog lover. In fact, sometimes I even cheat on my dog. Shh! Don't tell him, or he's gonna doggy voice me. But yeah, me and my canine are the best of friends in the animal and human world. But what truly gives me satisfaction is rubbing my puppy's stomach, which only benefits us in the best of ways because I get to see him transform into a state of blissful relaxation, and Sparky gets to know I'm willing to make time to share all the love I have in the world. When I first met Sparky, it was so beautiful because I just came home, I went to my dad's house, and all I see is a dog running at me, all I see is love in his eyes, and all I see is that he wants a friend, and that's the same thing I wanted. Number 9, researching random facts about the Red Hood. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that he's exactly like Batman. More than what any Batman Beyond, Batwing, Nightwing could ever be. In my opinion, of course. This is not a fact. This is solely an opinion based on the data I was presented from the comic books I have read so far, which was processed through my mentality in order to create what is now known as my opinion. The only real difference between Red Hood and Batman is that Red Hood kills for peace. Might not make sense, but sure sounds cool. The coolest thing about the Red Hood was that he used to be a Robin, and now he's his own anti-hero. Reading Red Hood and the Outlaws! Red Hood and the Outlaws was technically the very first comic book I pursued after, and purchased of many volumes later. Whether I'm dying of boredom, or just looking for something to read, Red Hood and the Outlaws always has something to offer. For whatever reason, whenever I read an old volume, I always find myself amazed. Despite knowing the past, present, and future, I'm still hooked as a reader because it's just that good. In my opinion, of course. I would love to see Red Hood and the Outlaws get an animated series in the near future. Number 7, using my Android smart device. Whether I'm buying books or apps through the Google Play Store, I'm constantly using my Android smart device for various things the average user may have no concept of. Plus, being that the Google Play Store is less restricted, it gives you access to emulators and much more. The possibilities are endless. The only bad thing is that if a developer removes an app, in this case paid apps only, you no longer have access to the app regardless of payment and cannot get a refund. I know this from experience, and unfortunately I got the raw end of the deal. Also, on Playbooks, if you delete a book from your library, you can still read it, but you can't add it back to your library, which, if you deleted it by accident, could be a major problem in the long and short term. Or, at least from my perspective, as well as some rude customer service. Google, fix it! Number 6, watching Creepypastas. Whether I'm trying to get spooked, or just trying to have a creepy time. I didn't think it was a good pun either. Anyways, Creepypastas are one of the many weird ways I get relaxed and released from stress. Because when your only job is entertaining, you're gonna go insane. But creepypastas are like my reset button, so I can give it another 110% the next week. My favorite one is called The Wanderer, because it has enough fear and pain to fuel your nightmares for years. I will not ruin it just in case anyone wants to read it. However, I will say this. It's a demonic type of entertainment. It has just the right amount of creepy. Okay, how about now? These jokes aren't getting to you, are they? You suck! Calm down, buddy. I'll calm down, alright. I'll calm down your mother's... Number 5, working out! Whether I'm trying to get ripped or just trying to push my limits, a workout is a great way to stay fit. Push-ups, dips, pull-ups, and much, much more are all great ways to stay fit. Because there's nothing cooler than having awesome monster arms and rockin' abs. But if for whatever reason you can't build muscle, that's okay too. Also, guys and gals, I want you to know that my channel should never interfere with your health. As in, your health should always be top priority. So that way, we can all live long, happy lives. Number 4, watching old episodes of Cousin Skeeter! Hey guys, I just want to say I'm sorry because unfortunately this is the only picture I can show of Cousin Skeeter without getting a strike on my channel. With all that in mind, please, let's proceed. Proceed! My all-time favorite show, above all any, give it up for Cousin Skeeter! Now, when we get down to it, Cousin Skeeter was, and still is, my favorite puppet sitcom. Because he was the dopest character for the late 90s. Cousin Skeeter only had 3 seasons, 52 episodes, and only lasted 3 years, from 1998 to 2001. But besides this, it was an amazing show with Skeeter and his human cousin Bobby, and later to be introduced as a female counterpart to Skeeter, Nicole. Oh! And let's not forget about Nina, the human girl Bobby had a crush on. Both Nina and Nicole were both side characters. The thing I love most about Cousin Skeeter is that Skeeter is just a lit character. Literally speaking, Skeeter is extremely fast, intelligent, crazy, wise, but above all, Skeeter's that guy that knows a guy. With that in mind, the possibilities are infinite towards good solutions for terrible problems. From people who can fix or replace things to celebrities, Skeeter hosts them all. For a show that only lasted 3 years, it had a lot to offer. In my opinion, of course. Number 3, playing GBA Rom Hacks on my boy, GBA emulator. When I'm in the mood for a blast from the past, I use My Boy, an Android app that allows you to play old school Game Boy Advance games on your smartphone via Android. My Boy is a great way to relive the glory days of your childhood, and even a better way to get the most out of those fun memories. In all, My Boy is a great app, but a better emulator. And if you don't know what an emulator is, I'll give you an example. Emulating is basically taking one piece of software and mimicking the behavior of another type of software in a whole new different environment. What I love about this emulator in particular is that, in my opinion, it performs like the original system and goes that extra mile to not only allow multiplayer, but as well as net play. And if you don't know what net play is, it's basically multiplayer through Wi-Fi, depending on how many people the game supports, of course. If you never heard of the GBA, or never played one, and you're curious, and you even happen to have an Android, then it goes without saying that I highly and strongly recommend that you only play fan-made and homebrewed games. Why? Because I want you to play in not only a fun way, but I also want you to play in a safe/legal way. But yeah, anyways, guys, I just want to talk about the game real quick. This is a really good game. Obviously, it's based on Pac-Man. Has a lot of adventure, a lot of, danger in it, and, virtual danger, if you will. It's like Pac-Man and Grand Theft Auto, except you give it the Grand Theft Auto setting instead of all that other stuff. As you can see, I'm wanted for 500. I'm a danger, apparently. But so is the city itself. I like that mohawk he has. That mohawk he has is really cool. As you can see, there's a message, me tapping on the app, keep going, yeah. So, we're just gonna see where this guy goes. And yeah, we're just gonna go in here, we're just gonna, oh wow, that's some real colorful language, wow. Uh, More colorful language, that is, yeah, wow, that's something. Unfortunately, folks, I have just been alerted that the producers of this show have decided that it would be best if they fired me. They have also decided it would once again be best if we went different ways. And to the producers of this show, I have one thing to tell you. You can stick this up your mother.
Took my time, I never touched. When you danced, you teased me all night. Shouldn't rush, just keep teasing tonight.
Number 2, creating sculptures. Hey guys, unfortunately I couldn't show a video of my own sculptures because I don't have access to them at the moment. But the show must go on. Creating a sculpture is a great way for me to let my inner happiness take physical form as I sit back and let my mind be the chisel and the metal is the marble. When I'm in need of an inner rest, the best way to rejuvenate my soul, mentality, but above all, the kid I used to be. Because by creating sculptures, this allows me to do the one thing that the government has tried to take away or that the pharmaceutical industry has tried to medicate out, which is to be happy. Sculpting, in my opinion, is a beautiful hobby or job because it's the only thing that doesn't require any rules or pre-planning because all the blueprints are all mental. It's funny because when I was younger, all I wanted to do was sculpt and become famous for my sculptures. But then these two people in my life were like, you're not going to succeed and that you won't make a lot of money in art. And it's that day that I realized that we shouldn't be destroying dreams. We should be encouraging them because everyone has the potential to become the next Einstein and Stephen Hawking. We just need a push and everything becomes clear. Number 1, playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Because it's an amazing game that has a lot of customization, but most importantly, Super Saiyan 2. I mean, the whole game is beautiful, but to have an opponent that can go Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2 is just exhilarating to say the least. If you enjoy Dragon Ball Z all the way towards Battle of Gods, as well as an added storyline, then you're in for a treat. Because it has enough content to satisfy your Dragon Ball needs. As well as, while in Super Saiyan, you get access to unlimited Kai-based attacks as well as unlimited ultimates. The only problem I had with the game was that you couldn't go Super Saiyan 3 or above, which can make a huge difference when fighting a god. My other problem was that you couldn't stay Super Saiyan, which again can become a bit unfair when fighting an opponent. In this case, it's offline parallel quests, because when fighting Super Saiyan 3 Goku, it can be frustrating to know that as each second passes, your Kai depletes, while Goku is infinite. Now, you could argue that Goku is infinite because of how long he's been training, but my response would be, it's a video game. It's not supposed to make sense. It just needs, in my opinion, a plot, a story, and great game mechanics, and definitely a stable environment to play in. At the very least, there should have been a way to train to stay in both Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 transformations. Kind of like the hyperbolic time chamber. Also, love you guys! And shout out to Dynamite, shout out to Survival 23, and shout out to my boy Ashley. She just turned 18. And last but not least, because I'm saving the best for last, shout out to Oodly! Hashtag Oodly! Also, guys, follow me on Facebook and Google+. Links will be in the description as well as the hashtag Dynamite! Uh-oh. Unfortunately, I've once again been alerted that I'm being sued by the pharmaceutical industry. And apparently my government is arresting me for suspicious activities. Hey, no, get your hands off of me! No, black fights matter! Black fights matter! Dynamite! like, share, subscribe.